Hi, today I'm going to talk about a new profession, or a relatively new profession. I wasn't even sure if it actually existed until I did some internet research. Anyway, science studies have told us that art heals by changing a person's physiology and also their attitude. And the body's physiology, when engaged in creative art, actually changes from stress to a relaxed state, and from one of fear to creativity. It actually changes the brain waves and affects a person's nervous system, their hormone balance, and also their brain neurotransmitters. Art also changes a person's perception of their world, can change attitude, emotional state, and even pain perception. It can create hope and positivity and help people cope with difficulties. And so the second career field that I want to share is actually usually a volunteer position for typically a nonprofit organization. And I wasn't even sure what the name of the profession would be, and so I just call it healing through art. And so typically the nonprofit organizations are committed to empowering trauma survivors and helping with healing through different art mediums. And I just want to be able to help survivors work through their personal journeys of healing, from things that might include physical or domestic violence, rape, war, for vets, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, crippling diagnoses of AIDS, cancer, and also mental illness and other disabilities. And so I want to be able to share different types of creative expression that I have found helpful, things through visual arts, which would include painting, drawing, and photography, literary arts such as writing, journaling, writing poetry, different types of crafts. I do stained glass, sculpture, ceramics, and then also performing arts like dance and theater and music. One organization I found that is doing this is called Survivors Art Foundation. I have a neuromuscular disorder. I was also sexually abused by two different adults while I was growing up, with an abusive father. And then in my 20s, I was held hostage at gunpoint. And so I'm no stranger to traumatic experiences. And I think that that is why I love art so much. I'm a creative writer, I'm a photographer, I draw in pencil and charcoal, I work with stained glass and ceramics. I love theater, although I can't perform in front of people. I love working behind the scenes, creating props and costumes and directing. And I also love to design clothing and to sew. And so it's important to understand that there is a difference between curing and healing. Curing is what doctors attempt to do through medication and treatment and external intervention, and hopefully that leads to an absence of disease. But healing is an internal process that one does for themselves. It can restore harmony and balance to the body and the mind and also the spirit. And it can be done even without a cure. And I want to be able to help people find ways to heal themselves, even when no one can heal their bodies or their minds. And so science shows that those who have been affected by trauma that participate in art in some form are usually more optimistic and hopeful, and they're better able to let go of their fears and tension and reduce stress. They're better able to communicate their emotions and concerns about treatment, and they feel less pain and respond better to their treatment since their body is stressless and more able to heal than a tense body could. There are really no typicalities for this type of profession. Some organizations work through art galleries, others work through community health organizations, some get client referrals from victim advocates, police departments, veteran hospitals, cancer physicians, or mental health counselors. Degrees in social work or counseling would be beneficial. Also, degrees in education, psychology, art, music, or theater. I don't know if this could be approached as a for-profit business, so I don't really know what the compensation would be financially. I know an art instructor makes on the low end 34,000, on the high end 49,000. Counselor, therapist would make maybe 33,000 on the low end, 66,000 on the high end. The personal rewards, however, would be over the top. To be able to serve people who are suffering and be a small part of their healing journey would bring its own rewards far beyond money. Some of the job requirements might include things like instruction in various forms of art, seeking donations of equipment and funds, and the usual business paperwork of a nonprofit organization, and establishing relationships with counselors and others who may refer people to the organization. I don't know anyone in this field, but I have done some online research. And so I wasn't sure that it even existed until I found some online, but I am glad that there are others before me who can help me know what to do and what not to do. And for me, this would be the most perfect job in the world if I could put all the elements together and say that this is what I would want in a job. This would be the most perfect job for me. So thank you.